huge pieces of equipment that they move sand with. But there may be some equipment we can buy to better help with the whole situation, and we are looking into that. We're looking at possibly just renting, having somebody on standby for large equipment. And like tomorrow night, we're supposed to get, the last I heard from the National Weather Service, I get bulletins, is now they're talking, well, maybe 8, 10, 12 inches. So we're gonna, again, need to get cars off the road and, help them to plow. They can't plow when cars are right in the road. Also, last time, a big problem was that a state of emergency was called by the state of New Jersey, by the governor's office. And yet we had more people out driving or trying to drive on 71. The police showed me a printout of all of the cars that were stranded on 71, on Wall Road, all over town. And by stranded, I mean people just got out and left them there. Well, we had to move them before we could plow or even deal with some of those situations. So we're working on a lot of that. We had some motorists who were stranded and slept right here in the benches you're sitting in. Some stayed at the firehouse, I understand, overnight because they couldn't stay in their car. They'd freeze in their car. So people were taken care of. Anybody with an emergency was taken care of. Even the people in Fairway Mews, some of them, their heat went out. They were taken care of. Were all the roads plowed as quickly as they wanted in Fairway Mews? No. I know mine wasn't plowed as quickly as I would have liked, but, first things first, and we had to take care of emergencies first. So we had a good meeting with them, and we're encouraging everyone, if you're not on our reverse 911 system, the Swift Reach, please get on it. Go on to our website, you can enroll there. You can put your house phone, your cell phone, they will text you. We want you to be informed when there's a situation, and not just, a winter storm. Any situation where we have a real problem. Route 71 was not plowed. The state dropped the ball on Route 71, and nor was 35, which hindered our people from getting, like from the firehouse, say, to one of our streets. They'd have to go through 71, so we had to plow that to try to get our people through. So I think our people did a fine job with the situation, with the equipment. We borrowed equipment, but we can't always count on that, so we're looking to possibly get some new equipment or see if we can rent some. And we're open to all ideas. I've had lots of calls about ideas.
Just make one comment on that.
Sure.
Tuesday morning, I actually rode around with the public works.
Right.
And for about 3 hours, they moved huge amounts of snow.
I know.
And they did a good job.
I think they did a fantastic job.
If I could just comment on that?
Sure.
I already received a call today. Beginning tomorrow, I believe, there should be no on-street parking in the neighborhood. So please, if you're not on the system, no on-street parking beginning tomorrow afternoon.
And they made that call this afternoon or this evening, so that if you're going to work tomorrow, you will know today that when you come home, your car has to be off the road, because they're expecting the snow to start in the late afternoon. And that's why they made the call this afternoon.
I have had a few people complain about the fact that we even are allowing street parking with all the snow being, and the fact that a lot of the streets, even though they are plowed, are not plowed to this extent where there's two cars that can pass, plus also have parking on the street. And it's something that we might want to take into.
I think they've tried to widen most of them. Chris, maybe you can speak to that, but didn't you try to widen most of them?
We're trying to, but we're working with one backhoe, and our large machines have sanders in them, so we have nowhere to cart the snow to.
I mean, we're a week away from this snowstorm, and we still have, 8-foot mounds of snow all over the place. It's unbelievable, and more to come.
We can't plow it right now, because if we did, we'd upset all the town residents, because the only place it would go would be in driveways.
Right.
So,
And they don't want their driveways.
and they don't want their driveways going.
And another problem we had, after people plowed and got out of the businesses, especially on 71, then the state came and plowed them all back in again. So the businesses were very unhappy. And I can't say I blame them, that they had spent all that time and energy. And then finally the state came through like Thursday night or something, I don't know. and plowed them all back in again, all their driveways, and so that was not a happy time. A lot of people, I answered calls all day Tuesday, a lot of people just wanted to be reassured that somebody was out there if they needed help. And I think if you're on the emergency system, you get calls, and 911 is always there to call. You know, if you're afraid or, you know, there's a problem. And that's the message I want to get to our older people. If they're ever afraid or, you know, really upset about it, being in the house and afraid that they can't get out, there is a 911 which goes to dispatch, and they will calm you down or send a message to the offices. We were answering calls in the office here on Tuesday, and then we were open on Wednesday. Jim, do you have a question? Just stay right there.
Oh, okay. I'll wait till the public comment now.
Oh, okay, okay. One other thing, the calendars, believe it or not, went out in the mail right after Christmas. And because they were bulk mail, they sat up in Eatontown or someplace forever. And I know I just got mine. They are coming if you didn't get yours, but believe me, they were mailed on time. But because of the storm, everything was delayed. And a lot of them are just, people are getting them right now, but they have been in the mail. Now, discussion item for council. Butch?
Well, this ordinance on the fire commission is just to bring it up to compliance with the state statute. Originally, you feed them, speak up, the ordinance last year.
They can't hear you.
Sorry. This ordinance for the environmental, just to bring it up to code with the state statute. The only change, one of the changes, is to strike out member of council. We want to get more involvement with the residents, like if a resident would be better than a council member. We'll leave in the 2 candidates per vacancy that we recommend to you for appointment. And also, we want to put in the alternate, restructure the alternate member.
Is that the same way it was written last time?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll give you this, you'll have the changes, and then you can print them up, pass them out to the council.
And that ordinance will come up on the 24th?
Yes.
Okay, purely discussion. Anybody have anything else?
I would just suggest that Mr. Mechanico's suggestion that this brings it up to compliance with the state statute is factually incorrect. The state statute is a permissive statute, does not require a specific form of ordinance. Again, I drafted this ordinance back in 2003. It's worked quite splendidly. I strongly disagree that we should not have a member of the council on the commission, because having a member on the council on the commission strengthens the commission, because they'll have a channel from the council, because the commission doesn't have the power to enact any rules themselves. So they have some feedback directly from the council member.
John, can I suggest that we have the discussion though when we get the ordinance? This is purely, he wanted to say he's introducing it.
You can talk about it.
Yeah, two of you can talk. Yeah, our next meeting.
But I want to reemphasize, the reason I'm recommending taking the council member off, we want residents more involved in the committees.
But there's nine members.
Okay, we're not going to discuss it now. May I have a motion, please, to open the first voice of the public for any business?
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, would anyone like to speak? Jim,
Jim Merriman, I am.
why don't you come up to the mic and
Okay.
say your name and address? I'm sorry, I moved it.
That's all right. Here, I'll put it right back here.
Thank you.
My name's Jim Merriman. I am the assistant chief of Independent Fire Company Number 1, Spring Lake Heights. And I just wanted to reiterate to the mayor that in the blizzard we had almost 10 firemen in the firehouse for 57 hours. We responded to probably over 20 calls for help. Either carbon monoxide, people stuck, helping the first aid, helping the police officers get cars out of Highway 71. And I just want to let the town's people know this was all done on a volunteer basis. Thank you.
Everybody did a wonderful job. I can't say it enough. And part I loved was that everybody worked together. It wasn't